and we had a great chat so far already with our boy Cubs. Guys, if you're brand new to this channel, please smash that subscribe button. It is super important. Help us grow this amazing channel. We're filming live right now with the Cubs fam hanging out. We are having a great time as always, Cubs. Fantastic start, mate. We had the good old little mini moment. Absolutely fantastic little meme of the week. Talk some Mara Jade. We're going to talk some more in a minute because it's Mara Jade week. Let's be honest. That's what we're doing. And Conquest hype, no. Move on. Let's go. All right, let's get down to it. Let's get to the next few questions. Let's go, Cubs. So, Mara Jade, we know that she's coming. She has to be this week. We have Starkiller next week hitting the game. We know the event's kicking in on the 15th. So we would be expecting at least 1 week of farming Mara Jade this week in the lead up to the Starkiller event dropping in. Are you excited about Mara Jade coming? I never seriously thought we were going to get Mara Jade in this game. I just didn't think we were going to get that. Are you hyped for this? Because I am.
I'm pretty hype. She's definitely a beloved Star Wars character. And one reason I'm hype, I'm gonna have a personal confession here. She's not a character I know super well. The Legends character I know the best is Starkiller. Because I played Force Unleashed many times. I love that game, and I love the story of Starkiller. I didn't read a lot of the books. I was just a little bit too young to really care to read books. I was more just like, give me that, that movie action. And so one reason I'm excited is because I respect how important this character is to the Star Wars universe, because I've got a good pulse on the fandom, and this gives me an excuse to really go in and start to learn more about Mara Jade and her story and how everything went down. And so I've already been doing a lot of that. So that's what kind of makes me excited, is it's an opportunity for me to, I guess, fill a hole in my fandom knowledge.
Absolutely. So let's talk about what we expect from Mara Jade, because again, we don't know at this point in time of recording this, guys. We haven't had any announcements yet, so we don't know whether it's going to be light side or dark side at the time of recording this. I just want to be clear. Yeah. So let's look at a light and dark side. Now let's talk the kit reveals. Is there something in particular, Cubs, that you would like to see from, say, a Jedi point of view? Is there something you'd like to see in Mara Jade's kit you think that would really boost up a particular Jedi style faction? As we said, we think it's probably going to go with Luke Skywalker, Jedi Knight Luke. So is there something you'd like to see that would certainly make that even more stronger if light side Mara drops?
So if they did drop a light side Mara Jade, which I think is a bit of a pipe dream right now because we've seen two light side characters already, but if they do, I would love it if she took that Luke leadership and made it better, if that makes sense. Like, it's already a pretty good leadership, but it's not good enough to say take Luke out of that JML squad, right? We're just not seeing that very much. Now, I think how you would do that might be tricky because there's so many Jedi teams right now. Are you going to be able to do that and still maintain the integrity of the JML team? I don't know. I don't know if I have all those answers, but I think it'd be amazing if they had a really good, duo synergy together. I'd love it if they even maybe touched up Luke a little bit to give him some added synergy with Mara Jade. I mean, they literally marry each other. But another question is, would that be appropriate for this version of Luke? Because this is Luke in Return of the Jedi, not Luke well after Return of the Jedi, which is the version who marries Mara Jade. And so that kind of makes me think that maybe that wouldn't make sense from a game design standpoint to do that. So I don't know. I'm leaning. I think it's a lot more likely we get a dark side version, and that I'm equipping a Omicron on Rose Tico here soon.
Don't get me excited. The thought of it is just awesome. Anyway, let's move on to look. Okay, so let's talk dark side then. If we are going down the dark side track, we would expect, we talked about it, there would be some Empire synergy. It's a no-brainer. One way, shape, or form, it would have to be.
Emperor's hand.
Sorry, Emperor's hand. Enough said. Straight up. So with that in mind, what type of abilities would you want then that the Empire need? I mean, as I said, I'm hoping something along the lines of Krennic. If we go down that track, that would be really cool to give him some good viability. I would like to see Vader certainly, or as we know, Palpatine, Emperor Palpatine. Any of those sorts of characters, I think they all work really well, and that just makes sense.
Yeah.
But what do they need? What do they need, Cubs, to make them awesome if we go down that track?
I would love to see a resurgence of Palpatine's viability. perhaps, which I think makes the most sense. If we're going to get the Emperor's hand, it would make sense if she was an assassin for Palpatine. And if that, there could be some really great synergy between those two. Now, I don't know exactly what that would look like, but I think there's a lot of fun things you could do. Maybe to protect Palpatine, make it a lot harder to get to Palpatine when Mara Jade is there. Make Mara Jade a lot more deadly when Palpatine is there. Things like that to give them that kind of like leader assassin like synergy together with each other. And so that's kind of what I would expect to see if she was Emperor's Hand Mara Jade, because it would I mean, there's a lot of other Empire characters that would be fun to see get some viability, but I think what makes the most sense lore-wise is for Palpatine to get some increased viability there. And I'm here for it. I would love to see Papa Palps get some added viability.
Yeah, no, absolutely, Palps. Or again, I'd still like to see Vader's culling blade just be a lot more deadly as well. That to me, I'd just like to see him get back to where he was doing some really, really good damage. Not Galactic Legend level damage, but just really, really good damage. Against non-Galactic Legend characters where, we're talking Darth Vader here. He's one of the most powerful ones in the galaxy. He's the biggest bad guy in the movies, every movie out there just about. And he should be just a lot stronger than he is. That's just how I feel. But anyway.
Well, how you
in
feel
the comments below,
is
guys,
right.
Let us know what you think. I'm pumped for Mara Jade. I really am. I think it rounds out these four really well. I think they picked all four of these cubs just absolutely right on the money. They've just got all four of them spot on. I think they're great. Do you like the way that it's laid out? Do you like these four? Are there any you would have changed? Or are you happy with them all?
I like these four, and what I really like is the way, I think the way they decided to release these marquee characters was really nice. Instead of having it be okay, here's a brand new team, you need to farm all of these characters. It's kind of like a buffet where it's like, all right, do you want your Rebel fighters to be better? Here's Kyle Katarn. Do you want your prepared team to be viable? Here's a Dash Rendar. And do you want either your Empire or your Jedi or whatever ends up being for Mara Jade to be better? Here's Mara Jade is kind of what I'm guessing is going to happen. And so I would love to see that kind of release going forward, by the way, Heinze, for marquee characters to have them go, all right, what are the factions in the game right now that just don't have any use anywhere? Okay, so Tuskens. We're going to release a marquee Tusken. Ewok, we're going to release a marquee Ewok. And it's one character that brings those teams together and makes them viable. I would love, 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 love to see more of that. I love the way they're doing it.
Me too, 100%. I think the way that they've rolled the Omicrons out, the way that they've certainly been used just to enhance a team we already have in the game that we've spent a lot of resources in, many of us, many years ago when we started this game with no concept of what we should and shouldn't be farming. These teams that we have sitting on the bench and gathering dust, they're actually viable again. And I think that that's a great, great problem to have. I really, really like it.
Yep.
Pretty impressed, Cubs. Yeah. So let us know down below in the comments what you think. Do you agree with us or not? It's fine either way. Okay, so let's move on to the next one. Now, we need to talk about GAC is coming up next week. We're probably a bit early talking about this, but I think we're all hyped with the GAC changes. I think we certainly got to start bringing it on the radar from now on, Cubs. And, of course, we've gotten some GAC-specific Omicrons that we haven't used yet, of course. We haven't had a chance to see how good they are. Now, I need to ask you, Cubs, what your top 3 GAC Omicrons are at this point. We haven't got Starkiller released, and we obviously don't have Mara Jade released at this point. I don't know what her, Omicron would be. I just expect she's going to get one. But yeah, again, I'm not sure how it's going to play in the gameplay. But with the ones that we currently have at this point in time, which ones stand out the best for you? I've got my top 3. I want to see if you're the same.
Okay, so number 1 is without question Qui-Gon Jinn.
100%.
Now, I'm getting a little worried that maybe we're overhyping this because it just looks so, but I really, every time I read it, I'm like, no, I'm not overhyping this. This looks amazing. This looks amazing. So I just, the amount of offense that's going to come, and what I'm really picturing is, I think Qui-Gon Jinn is going to be an automatic defensive character because you have to kill Qui-Gon Jinn before you can kill anyone else. If you drop like Anakin in there, he's just going to come at you, and if his AoE is available, he's going to wipe the whole team, or he's going to come at you with an extremely powerful basic, and that's if you survive long enough, because they already have so much offense there. Drop Yoda in there. He's got lots of speed. You know, all the damage on his basic. Most people have a Relic 8 Yoda, and so I just, well, maybe not most people, but a lot of people. So I think Qui-Gon Jinn is going to be really exciting on offense. Now, a little bit of a sleeper pick is, I think, Zam. for
Yes,
hers.
that was my
Hers
number
is,
two.
was that one of yours?
It was my number 2 as well. Yeah, we're 2-2 so far. We're right on the money.
Very nice, very nice. So hers is going to add all of that offense, which I think is going to be amazing for bounty hunters, for both, especially for Boba Fett, who a lot of you have at Relegate, and Django, who already has amazing offense. And the speed gain is going to be, they're going to get turn meter trains. So I'm really excited to see that in Grand Arena. I think that's going to be a sleeper pick. And then my number 3 is one I just think people are disrespecting, the Rose Omicron. I don't think people are very excited. No, I'm serious. Like, I it's not just because I'm probably going to have to equip it, but imagine that Omicron under a Rey team. All of the offense is going to come from the exposes, the speed gain. I think that's going to buff up a Rey team pretty significantly. I don't think people are ready for it.
Guys, don't listen to it. Seriously. He's only saying it because he probably has to put it on. By the sounds of things, that's the only reason he's going down this track.
I don't have Rey. Rose's Omicron does not benefit me because I don't have Rey. But I think for the people who have Rey, if you see a Rose Tico in those teams, watch out. I think it's going to make Rey a lot harder to beat.
Yeah. Look, I think we're going to beg to differ here. I really do. I think I just like dashes. I like dash render. I think having the prepared off the bat at the start of the battle, it's going to be great. We know that, certainly they're going to be a lot more viable. We just see, a lot of the guys, young Lando just doing some amazing work there. I just feel it's going to work. I just feel the prepared mechanic in GAC has just been reborn, and I just think that dash is my number 3. But we're just going to have to wait and see, Cubs, and see which ones are more viable than not.
And for it's not about Rose being good. All right? Like, I'm still stuck on this right now. It's not about Rose becoming good. It's just what her unique will do to Rey.
Okay. Yep, fair enough. Cool.
And how hard is it to kill those characters under Rey? Like, it's going to take a little bit. They're going to get a turn. Why are you scoffing at this?
I just look
in turn-based games. Turn meter gain is king, and that's what you're gonna get with that Rose Tico Omicron.
Yeah, I'll leave you with it, Cubs. I'm good, thanks.
5% turn meter whenever they score critical hit.
I'm gonna be doing Qui-Gons. I'm gonna be doing dashes. I'm gonna be doing Talons well before I look at Rey and Rose, unless there's certainly something that the game's broken and that team can't be beaten. Well, then I'll chuck it on. But I'm not in a hurry to do Rose, Cubs. That's just me though. There's no wrong answer. Let us know in the comments below what you guys think.
I'm not saying you should do it right now. I think
he's trying to hard sell, guys, because he feels he's got to chuck it on. He doesn't want to be the only one. That's what I'm getting out of this conversation. But tell me if I'm wrong.
That has nothing to do with it, because I don't have Rey. It is a waste of an Omicron for me, and I'm nowhere near Rey. She's actually the one GL I think I might never get because I'm so far away from her.
So you're going to have an Omicron Rose and no Rey to go with it. Is that what you're telling me right now?
Well, yeah, it sucks for me, but for people who have Rey...
It's even better. I didn't know that.
You are going to eat your words. All right? Once this GAC hits and you guys see how Rey is going to perform under Rose Tico Omicron, you are going to apologize to me for this condescending attitude about my girl, Rose Tico's
She's going to be so OP in an original Finn lead team. I can just see it now. She's going to be mental, yes.
No, she's not going to buff that team up enough. She's going to buff Rey.
Well, not for you. Because you haven't got her.
I know, it's not about me.
Is that enough? Is that enough to you to swing around now and drop all other Galactic Legend farms because you got Rose? So you're going to change back to Rey now?
No, it's going to take me like 3 years to get to Rey.
Let's move on to the next one. Let us know in the comments below which Omicrons you're going to chuck on first for GAC. GAC is so important now.
You're going to feel really dumb. Rewards. You're going to feel really dumb. When you see how Rey is performing with Rose Tico, you're going to feel real dumb. You done screwed up, Heinzie. You done screwed up.
I will be the first one to tell you if it works or it doesn't. I'll admit it whenever I'm wrong, Cubs. You know that I will. But not in this case, mate. Anyway, moving right along, let's move to the viewer's choice question. For those that don't know, we, of course, ask this question every single week. If you go to the description below, there's our Discord server. And there's a channel in there called Rogue Actions Questions. You put your question in there. If it's a really good question, we'll ask it. We ask it every week. Our boy Cubs here goes in blind, has no idea what the question is every week. He answers it straight off the cuff. It's a lot of fun. So, guys, thank you so much for your questions. We've actually got a really, really cool question from Surreal today. Surreal has given us a question, Cubs. You ready for this one, mate? This is a fun one.
I'm ready.
It's actually a conquest question, which I'm sure that you're going to love. You ready for this one?
Juicy. Let's go.
The question is this. Should all Omicrons in the game be activated during a conquest?
No. I think that they probably will bring out conquest-specific Omicrons. And now, look, I would let me clarify. I would love it if they did that. Okay, let me just clarify. I don't think they will, because I think that conquest is seen as the most end game PvE mode that we've got, and so I would be surprised if they were to do that. But I will counter with a game mode that I think that they should absolutely do that in, and that is Squad Arena. They've diminished the importance of Squad Arena. They've nerfed the rewards and moved them to Grand Arena, and so why could they not make? There should at least be some game mode where you can test out all of your Omicrons, and I think Squad Arena makes the most sense.
I like that idea too. I think so. I mean, now that there's nothing in it, the problem is that I see CG's point of view countering that would be that why would we want to give it to you to use for free in Sandbox when you can earn it and use it in game somewhere else?
Well, that's a stupid comeback, CG.
Well, I'm just saying that the whole concept is you unlock it, then you get those abilities. It's like having the use of Zetas or anything like that when you haven't unlocked a Zeta yet.
I think there's it's different than that though, because you do equip it, right? And it's the first time in the history of this game where you cannot test anything out until the actual until the actual event. And I think we need to be able to test these things out. I think there needs to be
I like the concept. I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm not normally a negative Nancy, you know this, Cubs, but I'll be straight up, mate. And I just feel that I want them to remove the crystals, of course, from Arena as well, the crystal refreshes, so that we can do some testing with bits and pieces. But an argument would be made, unfortunately, that with Conquest, the data discs are the Omicrons. I mean, that's the thing. They release them in there, so you obviously get them along the way and use them, and that buffs your team up already, let alone Omicrons as well. So I don't actually know if we're going to get Conquest-specific Omicrons. We might down the track. I can't see it as priority, though. But we'll just have to wait and see.
I wouldn't prioritize
let us know.
I'm prioritizing all GAC Omicrons. I don't even think I want to give Boba Fett an Omicron because it's Territory Wars.
Yeah. No, I've got mine safe for Boba. I do.
Sorry, guildmates. I care more about GAC. Sorry.
No, and that's fair. There's no wrong answer. But Knee Rockets Boba, I think he's going to be pretty bloody awesome anyway.
Oh, he will.
In all game modes, but he's just going to be better in Territory War. I think he's going to be really solid in Territory War, but he's still going to be damn fine everywhere else. That's just my opinion, but we'll have to wait and see. Anyway, guys, let us know in the comments below what you think. Do you agree or not with the idea of Omicrons more useful and activated in Conquest or not? It'd be great to hear your opinion. So yes, Cubs, for those that obviously have already mentioned, we're live right now in Cubs chat. The moustache is gone. It is actually gone, unfortunately. Mrs. H is absolutely thrilled. Let's be clear, ladies and gentlemen. The couch has been my friend for the last few weeks.
5 times in the last day.
Yeah, it's nice to be back in the boudoir now that the moustache is gone. I'm not going to lie, it's a lot more comfortable. Yeah, so it is gone for now, but you never know your luck in the big city. It might come back to visit down the track at some point soon, Cubs. We'll just have to wait and see.
All right, rip the mustache.
A lot of fun. No worries. Love you guys. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you again next week. Happy Mara week. Star Killer's around the corner. Get your goodies ready if you're hunting for it. Have a great conquest. Hope it works out really well for you. Good luck for Territory War still right now as we're recording this. Hope you had a great win. Get ready, of course. Get your cam shards later in the week too. We have light side territory battle around the corner. So love you all. Thank you for being amazing. Have a great week. We'll see you next week. Bye, guys. Mwah!
Bye.